Hi. I know I put out 2 videos yesterday, and the second one was a bit of a scary one for those who live close to the river. But the information you get changes all the time. I'm going to approach today's video slightly different. First of all, just the water has increased another about a 5 centimeter or so, not much since yesterday. And I'm going to do a kind of time-lapse, try a kind of time-lapse thing to show that. The question about the pumps was asked about when do we pull them up? They're on float, so as they float up and the level is up, we can start to pull them in only as they can float in. So what I want to do with the video today is I'm going to try and show you online as it goes. How I look at it online. It's just a once-off, just to see if it works, and we'll take it from there. The information is a bit more live in that way, and you can actually see it better. It's a bit jiggly because I'm going to show you as I move the cursor on the screen, but let's see what happens. Right, this is the first time for me doing this kind of thing, so we'll have to see how it goes. I wanted to show the website that I get a lot of the information from. Not all of the information is the Department of Water and Sanitation. And we look at the flood monitoring on the Oranje Val system, the unverified data and forecasts. We're going to start with the two bigger dams, the Val and the Gariep, mostly because we can quickly look at them, but they've stabilized, so we don't need to look into too much depth. The Val dam level is stabilized. The forecast inflow and outflow is stable, so not much has changed, and the predicted inflow is dropping. So we can move on to the Gariep dam, where something similar, it's still rising, but we look at the upper orange, the Gariep dam, it's at 115%, you can see it there, and the outflow from it is 2090 cubic. So if we look at the Gariep dam, it's still rising, but the rise is slowed down. You can see a discrepancy here in the inflow. This is the dark blue line is the actual inflow. The key for the graph is here. The inflow has dropped, but it's slowly picking up now. And that's because you can still see water in the rivers upstream from the dam. Now, this prediction, the light blue line, is not correct. It drops down straight. It means they haven't adjusted or redid their prediction yet. It'll have an impact. It will make a smoother curve on the percentage capacity of the dam as well as on the outflow. So there will be slightly more outflow than they are predicting in this orange line. If you look at the rivers supplying the Gariep dam, the orange at the Aliwal and the Caledon, you can also see the same here. The Aliwal river was at 1,800, it's now down to 1,000 cubic, so that inflow is dropping. The Caledon is down to 360, which is fairly consistent, and the orange at Oranje Dry is 700, so that gives you 2,100 inflow. Again, if you look at the dam predictions, sorry, this is not the correct dam. See, I haven't done it before, so I'm going to make mistakes. Looking at the Gariep dam, that 2,000, now why am I getting more now? Inflow, yeah, sorry, here it is 2,200, 2,400, more or less that they're predicting. So those two big dams seems to be stable now, and the big changes that we are seeing is in the middle Val at the Bloemhof dam. This is where most of the water is going to come from now. The Bloemhof dam is still increasing, and if we look at the forecast, it's now starting to flatten out. But you can immediately see the dark blue line is measured inflow and the light blue line is predicted inflow, and those two are not in line. And as the predicted inflow determines the level as well as the outflow, these two are not correct. Now the outflow they control with the floodgates, so that's going to be consistent. it means that the level is going to be more than the prediction here. It's going to be more like 113%. And the reason that it's not going to reach the 118% that was in the forecast yesterday is because they are stepping up the outflow from the dam to reduce that level that it will reach. So that changes everything there. But this also means that they need to step up the release of water up to 2,400 cubics. So remember that number, that comes into play. If we look at the upper Oranje again, but we look at the Van der Kloof Dam, where the other changes are happening now, the Van der Kloof Dam is still predicted to rise. It's still rising. It's currently at about just under 109%. And this prediction looks fairly correct. The measured inflow versus the predicted inflow is in line, so they adjusted that. So you can work on this prediction of just under 111%, and we can also then work on this predicted outflow of between just under 1,800 cubic, 1,700 cubic. So the water flowing into the Oranje is from the Vaal, from Bloemhof Dam, from the Van der Kloof Dam, but there's another river that needs to be taken into account. And that is, sorry, not that one. In the lower Vaal, the Riet and Modder rivier also needs to add to the picture. It doesn't go into the Bloemhof Dam, and it also doesn't go into the Oranje River dams. So we need to add that. So if you look at the, let's go to, I skipped one. Let's go to the Riet rivier. The Riet rivier is down to 390 cubic, but this measurement is higher up. That flow further down is now at 500 cubic, and I'll show you in a moment where I get that. So you have to count about 500 cubic there, plus the Modder 137. So you'll get about 600 to 700 cubic. Add that to the outflow from Bloemhof, which will go to 2,400. That gives you 3,100. And then you add the Van der Kloof 1,700, so that's 4,000, what is that? 4,800. But, and there is a but, these peaks do not look that they will line up perfectly. So there will be a staggering of the flows, which means that the prediction for the lower Oranje is around about 4,500, hopefully less than that. Yesterday I said 4,500 to 4,900. I'm adjusting my estimate to, as we get closer to the event, it's easier to predict. Should be easier to predict anyway. So my prediction is changing from 4,300 to 4,500 cubic flow in the lower Oranje. The Oranje at Katlani has already risen to 2,500. Which is more than half of that total flow. But we'll see quickly now, as it happens, how it happens. Right, adding to that, I get more information from the different groups. I'm not going to show the numbers there. I'm not sure I will be allowed to do that, so I'm not going to show it for now. It's the same information. It's just grouped together more than on the website, and I just use it to corroborate because they also verify the data before they post it. And here you can see more of the same information. The Riet rivier, here you can see that it is today the Riet rivier is going to go up. Let me just see where, go up to 500 cubics plus. That's where I get that, but you can also find it if you look at the flows in the rivers. And this information I use to verify the information before I put it up. And also if you look at their prediction here is pretty close to where mine is. They say that it looks like today, with today's information, that we can stay under 4,400. Again, 4,400 is a serious amount of water. It's much higher than the last flood we had. So I'm hoping people are ready. Anyway, that's what I can show you here now. Something else that I can show you is I get pictures from people on the river and at various places. And this is the bridge at Kanoneiland, the small bridge. Features in one of last year's videos. And it just shows me the change day by day as it's happening up there. This is near Kanoneiland below Uppington. This is about 300 kilometers from me, so I'm not going to drive there for pictures every day. But as I get things, I'll keep you up to date that if they are of significant enough importance to show them, I'll show them. But I don't want to make the videos too long. This one has been long already. So anyways, I hope this was good. So I hope that different way of showing it, the data on the screen, works. We'll see. And I'll adapt from that and from the responses I get. See you on the next one. Cheers.